All right, let's get right into it. When you're looking at a crypto ecosystem, it's so easy to get completely sucked into the daily price charts. But honestly, that's kind of like judging an entire city just by looking at its stock market. If you want to know what's really going on, you got to look past the numbers on the screen and see what's actually being built. And that's the big question we're tackling here. Forget the price for a second. What is actually happening inside the Cardano ecosystem? What are people spending their real time, their real money, and their energy on right now? So to wrap our heads around all this, we're going to use a really simple idea. We're building a digital city. I mean, a city isn't just an empty piece of land, right? It needs construction crews laying down foundations. It needs engineers building roads and bridges to connect everything. And of course, it needs businesses to open up shop and create an actual thriving economy. So let's start where every single city begins, with the builders, the ones out there with the hard hats on, laying the very first foundations. And our first example is a project called Trifecta, which is, as we speak, breaking new ground. Now, this number isn't just some idea on a whiteboard. This is real money being put to work. We're talking a $35,000 contract for the main build, plus another $7,000 for some of the first features. This is a huge sign of confidence. It shows that developers believe in the city's core infrastructure enough to put their own skin in the game and start building. And here it is, straight from the team. A simple statement, but it means everything. The build is underway. The work has started. The first building in this new part of our digital city is officially going up. And you know what? That first bit of construction is what gives everyone else the confidence to show up and build right alongside them. Okay, so you've got a new building. That's awesome. But if it's just sitting there all by itself, it's not really that useful, is it? A city needs infrastructure. It needs roads, it needs highways to connect all the different neighborhoods so people and money can move around freely. And this is where a partnership like the one between Surge and Midgard is so important. So how does this all work? Well, think of Cardano, the main blockchain, as the city's main highway system. That's our layer one. It's super secure, it's robust, but hey, it can get a little congested sometimes. Midgard is what we call a layer 2. It's like building a brand new high-speed express lane right on top of that highway to get traffic moving way faster and a lot more efficiently. And their whole strategy is to make sure this new express lane is buzzing with activity from day one. Surge is going to deploy these automated bots to create a ton of market activity. This drives traffic, it drives commerce the second the road opens, making sure Midgard has an absolutely explosive launch. It's kind of like planning a giant citywide festival for a new bridge's grand opening. So we've got buildings going up, we've got roads connecting them. What happens next? Well, specialized businesses start to move in. And we're not talking about corner stores here. We're talking about high-tech firms that offer really sophisticated services to the city's new residents. And a perfect example of this is Strike Finance. Just look at the kind of services they're offering. I mean, we're talking about up to 30x leverage, with position sizes hitting $250,000. This is not beginner stuff. This is a serious advanced toolkit for serious users. Having tools like this pop up is a huge sign of maturity. It's the difference between a small town with a general store and a major city with a bustling financial district. It tells you the economy is getting sophisticated enough to attract some serious capital. And the best part? Look at the bottom. It's live right now. The shop is open for business. All right, so we've got the builders, the infrastructure, and the businesses. But a great city doesn't just grow by accident, does it? It needs smart urban planners who have a strategic roadmap for the future. And that brings us to Surf, a project that is mapping out its own path to massive expansion. Before we dive into their plan, you gotta understand this one key metric, total value locked, or TVL. The easiest way to think about it is just as a measure of a project's economic health. In our city metaphor, it's basically the GDP of that specific neighborhood. And you can see Surf's ambition laid out right here. Right now, they have $12.5 million locked in their platform. A pretty healthy little economy. But their goal is to hit $50 million by the end of the quarter. They're already a quarter of the way there, and they have a very clear plan on how they're going to close that gap. Part one of their plan is all about attracting more residents by making the whole experience better. They're adding these awesome quality of life features like one-click leverage and flexible loan repayments. It's all about making the platform feel totally seamless and easy to use, whether you're a total newcomer or a seasoned pro. Part two is about reinforcing the city's foundations to make sure it's built to last. This means getting a second security audit, like bringing in the building inspectors to double-check every single thing. It also means adding more types of collateral to diversify the economy and make it way more resilient when the market gets a little shaky. So let's just take a quick step back and look at what we've seen. We've seen the builders, like Trifecta, laying down brand new foundations. We've seen the infrastructure projects, like Midgard, connecting the whole landscape. We've seen specialized businesses, like Strike Finance, opening up shop. And we've seen the urban planners, like Surf, charting a clear course for future growth. And this right here, this is the most important point of this whole thing. These are not four random, separate project updates. This is an interconnected system, a real economy taking shape right before our eyes. The businesses need the infrastructure to function. The infrastructure is useless without places to go, built by the builders. And the planners? They provide the vision that helps the whole thing grow in a smart, sustainable way. You know, this is what it actually looks like when a digital nation goes from being just a blueprint to becoming a bustling metropolis. It's the sound of construction, it's the hum of new highways, and it's the buzz of a brand new marketplace opening its doors. This is real, tangible, functional progress. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. All of this activity, all of this building and planning is creating the financial tools and infrastructure of today. So the question we should all probably be asking ourselves is, what kind of financial world are they building for tomorrow?